It is playoff week, ladies and gentlemen. Browns, Texans on Saturday. We're going to run through the latest injury reports for both teams to start the week of practice. The Browns are going to practice Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week, as opposed to the normal Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, since they are playing on Saturday. So we're going to run through the injury report. I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing from Berea in terms of what to expect availability-wise on Saturday. So let's get into it here. This is the injury report for Tuesday. Kareem Hunt, Pierre Strong Jr., Amari Cooper, Cedric Tillman, Greg Newsome, Juan Thornhill, and Dustin Hopkins all did not practice. Myles Garrett was also excused with a personal reason. Hopefully everything is okay with 95. I know he recently suffered a death in the family, so hopefully everything is okay with the Garrett family. Dustin Hopkins, though, not expected to be available on Saturday. Do not bank on him going out there. We will see Riley Patterson most likely again. But as for Kareem Hunt and Pierre Strong Jr., I'm not overly concerned about either one of those guys. You got Jerome Ford if either one of them is still a bit banged up. Cedric Tillman took a big hit late against the Bengals. He is in concussion protocol. Concussion protocol is something that's out of everyone's control, essentially. Greg Newsome, this one worries me, and we'll talk more about it. Juan Thornhill, that one also has me a bit skeptical in terms of his availability for Saturday. Amari Cooper, though, the big name on the list, I would say. He did not practice today, but it was also more of a veteran rest day, which he is accustomed to getting. From what I've heard is Amari Cooper is expected to be able to go on Saturday. If the Browns really needed him back on Week 18 against the Bengals, they think that he could have played. So do not lose sleep over Amari Cooper. The belief and expectation in Berea is Cooper will most likely be able to play on Saturday. As for Grant Delpit, I got some good news on the Delpit front. Kevin Stefanski told the media today that they think Grant Delpit's going to get activated off injured reserve at some point this week. Now, that does not mean he is a lock to play on Saturday. It just means he is activated off IR. It opens up a 21-day practice window so he can go back to practice. And if he does not play a game in that 21-day game window, he is put back on IR for the rest of the year. But we're in the playoffs right now. That's more of a regular season problem. But this is very encouraging to see. Even if Delpit does not play on Saturday against the Texans, that definitely puts him on a good track to return if the Browns win on Saturday to play in the divisional round. So fingers crossed Delpit can get back out there, because with Anthony Walker down, this linebacker room is getting really thin all of a sudden. You need some extra safeties out there, right? Instead of trying to run a 3-linebacker set, how about you play more nickel? Get some more DBs on there. Run with 3 safeties. And if you want to run with your best 3 safeties, Delpit, Thornhill, and DeAnthony Bell, or at least Delpit, DeAnthony Bell, and Ronnie Hickman, you're going to need a 3rd safety to come back. Greg Newsome, he is dealing with a knee injury. This has been bothering him for a little over a week now. He also missed Week 18 against the Bengals, and now I'm starting to be we're on Greg Newsome knee watch here, because the Browns cornerback room, well, we know it's been, I wouldn't say 100% healthy this year. Like Denzel Ward has missed some time. Greg Newsome has missed some time with a variety of injuries. Martin Emerson has been healthy all year. Cam Mitchell went on IR for a stretch. So you've definitely been banged up in the cornerback room this year. Hopefully Greg Newsome will not be missing much time at all. But if Greg Newsome were to miss some time, I never wish to have a player go down, and I could regret this on Saturday, but the Houston Texans wide receiver room is not the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, it's not A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Julio Jones. Like, if there is a team to maybe have a corner miss a game, it might be against a team with Maliek Collins as their wide receiver 1. And he's been playing very well, but after that, even the Texans are dealing with some injuries at that position. Now, we're going to talk about the Texans injury report in just a moment here, but today's Browns report is sponsored by GameTime. You shouldn't have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event. GameTime is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. So let's say you want to go see a Browns playoff game, or you want to go catch a Cavs game, or any other sporting event in your area. Just make sure you visit GameTime first, because they're going to have the last-minute deals at the lowest price guaranteed. So what I want you guys to do is to download the GameTime app and then put the code BROWNSCHAT in. When you download GameTime and redeem the code BROWNSCHAT, GameTime is going to hook the dog pound up with $20 off their first purchase. Terms apply, but again, download the GameTime app, redeem the code Browns Chat once you create an account, and you're going to get $20 off. I look at it as, hey, if you're going to go to a game, might as well use GameTime, because when you get there, your first run to the concession is on GameTime with $20 off. Let's switch sides here. Let's talk about the Texans injury report, because this has some very important names on it. So Robert Woods and Noah Brown are both on this list here. Robert Woods dealing with a hip injury. Noah Brown dealing with a back injury. Noah Brown was unavailable for Week 18. You've also got guys like Will Anderson, their star defensive end rookie. He is dealing with an ankle injury. He did not play against the Browns on Christmas Eve. Jonathan Grenard, he has missed the last 2 weeks for the Houston Texans. I think they expect to get him back, but it might be one of those situations where he is not truly 100%. But Robert Woods and Noah Brown being on this list right here really makes me wonder, with Tank Dell already lost for the season, when you look at the Houston Texans wide receiver room, I mean, these are the three big guys, Collins, Brown, and Woods. If Noah Brown and Robert Woods, who have both been battling injuries the last couple of weeks, cannot go, like I said earlier with Greg Newsome, if there's a time to miss your slot corner, this might be the time to do it. Now, as for the defensive ends for the Houston Texans, these are two guys that the Browns didn't really see at all when they played on Christmas Eve in Week 16, right? Will Anderson was simply unavailable. He was inactive, dealing with an injury. And then Jonathan Grenard went down 3 snaps into the game. Now, Grenard has missed the last 2 weeks for Houston, whereas Will Anderson has kind of been playing through an injury, but we see him limited in practice right now. So the Texans' pass rush is crucial for Houston. Joe Flacco was not even breathed on against the Houston Texans in Week 16. And you want to know how well that went for Houston? Joe Flacco had nearly 300 passing yards by the end of the first half. 3 touchdowns to go along with it. So the Houston Texans learned the hard way what Joe Flacco can do to you if you don't even get in the same zip code of him. So if Anderson and Grenard are either one of them not available, both unavailable, both limited, that's going to be a big difference maker for that Texans defense that could not stop a nosebleed before Santa came down on Christmas Eve. Amari Cooper, by the way, in Week 16, I mean, he is definitely pinning his ears back for a second opportunity to play this Texans defense. Without that pass rush, Amari Cooper, who can run any route in the book, he can catch any ball thrown his way. He is one of the most complete wide receivers in terms of, do you need a wide receiver to do that? He can do that for you. That's what I love so much about Amari Cooper. With a lot of other receivers, when you talk about them at the bar with your friends, you kind of run through the pros and cons, and you're like, he's really good at this, but he's not a jump ball guy. Or he's a jump ball guy, but he doesn't have great speed. Amari Cooper is just maxing out on all the single qualities you look for in a wide receiver. So for the Browns, if they can get Amari Cooper going again, I mean, obviously we saw how well that worked in Week 16, but more importantly, if the Texans cannot get their pass rush back, Joe Flacco's going to have all day back there to pick him apart to Amari Cooper yet again. So who you got in this game? Browns or Texans? Let me know down in the comment section. We're going to be talking about this matchup all week long, so don't be afraid to shoot your shot down below in the comment section. One other note I want to add from the press conference today between Kevin Stefanski and the local Cleveland media. Mary Kay Cabot tweeted out that Kevin Stefanski on if Jeff Driscoll is his number 2 QB for this game. We're working through all of that. Fingers crossed we never see Jeff Driscoll or P.J. Walker once this postseason, because if so, I wouldn't say it's over, because P.J. Walker was able to still win some games for the Browns, but I didn't see a whole lot of inspiring play out of Jeff Driscoll. Now, I think the reaction to Jeff Driscoll's play on Sunday against the Bengals is probably being overreacted to. I mean, he was throwing to backup wide receivers. He had backup offensive linemen in. That's not really a fair way to evaluate Driscoll, because in a real game setting, he would be throwing to Amari Cooper and Elijah Moore, and he would have Joel Petonio and his starting offensive line out there. So things might go a little bit differently. So I'll leave it up to Stefanski and this coaching crew to cut up the film and pick the best backup QB. But for all of us, let's just hope and pray we never have to see this decision be made here. That's going to do it for us on this edition of the Cleveland Browns Report. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more injury updates throughout the week. I don't want you to miss a thing. And more importantly, I don't want you to sit down for the game on Saturday and all of a sudden be looking around going, where's that guy? Where's so-and-so? He's playing? I had no idea. You will be in the know if you are subscribed to the channel so you get all of the latest injury updates.